What up, my slimes? Episode 2 of the podcast. I got that creature with me again. We're gonna talk about Digimon, work experience, and indie games. Would you like to introduce yourself?
On the third episode of the podcast.
Actually, it's the second episode, because the first one was episode 0.
I'm Creature.
What is your relation?
No relation.
Damn, okay.
Oh, to you, we're married.
Okay, there you go.
If we're talking about my relation to Creature. Because, in Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus, no relation.
Of course. Something real... Never mind, it wouldn't work.
Okay.
I was gonna set up my Fugi to talk when I talk, but then I remembered we're both going through the microphone, so it would still do mouth movements for you. Anyways, what's your favorite Digimon?
Oh my god. That's an excellent question to ask as the first thing about Digimon instead of, explaining the concept or basic things about it.
Listen, if you don't know what Digimon is, I'm sorry, but it's over for you.
I feel like it's not.
Digimon came out, I think, around the same...
we're talking about chronologically, okay.
Can I just talk?
Digimon Adventures. Tai, Agumon, Matt, Gabumon, TK, Tentomon.
Didn't TK have Patamon?
No,
No, Izzy had Tentomon.
Yeah, Izzy had Tentomon and TK had Patamon, that's right.
Wow, you're supposed to be the expert
I'm not
of
an
Digimon.
Expert. Mimi had Palmon.
Palworld?
We love Digimon.
We'll talk about Palworld when we get to the indie game section.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Palworld is not an indie game.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
It's made by an independent studio.
That is not what indie means anymore.
We'll get to that when we get to the indie game section. No, Digimon was originally conceived to be like a Pokemon equivalent for cool kids.
Digimon was an answer to Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi was too feminine. So they made Digimon for boys. It had nothing to do with Pokemon.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure about that.
Because Pokemon came out in 1996, Digimon came out in 97.
Uh-huh.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No one said you're wrong.
Okay.
It's just the fact of, Pokemon is not the end-all be-all. Everything copied off of,
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, yeah.
Dragon Quest wasn't really all that popular, though, and then Pokemon kind of paved the way for everyone, and Digimon was like, what if it was a monster collector, but cool?
Akira Toriyama's hit series, Dragon Quest.
When did you first hear about Dragon Quest?
I'm in America.
Okay.
I heard about it when I got a DS.
And how old were you?
Love of my life. I was born in 1999.
And I was born in 93.
I wasn't there for these things to come out.
Okay, you know what? I did actually have one of the Dragon Quest games on the Game Boy Color, so... Dragon Quest Monsters, Colby and Terra? Hold on, let me see.
Jesus Christ. I love the audio medium. It's so fun.
Colby and Terra. Keep talking.
About what? You're talking
Digimon.
about Dragon Quest. Yes, I'm supposed to segue the topic from Dragon Quest, the thing you're looking up and are going to talk about once you find what you're looking for.
So, Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, Colby's Adventure and Terra's Adventure came out in America in September 2001. So, little derailed. What's your favorite Digimon?
My favorite Digimon at this very moment is the 3 forms of Millenniumon.
Ooh, why? Why is it your favorite?
I like the concept of all Digimon in the world being combined. Chimeramon is all meat Digimon combined. Machine Dramon is all cyborg Digimon combined, and when you combine the two of them, they become Millenniumon. Then Millenniumon becomes Moon Millenniumon, which is all of the ghosts and soul of Digimon. And then when you free Moon Millenniumon from its crystal, it becomes Zed Millenniumon, which is the digital world, and you don't want that to happen.
Why don't you want that to happen?
Because then the digital world ends. What's your favorite Digimon, love?
I forget its name all the time, but the red one, the virus.
Giamon?
Giamon, yeah, I love that guy. I was kind of meh on Digimon when it first came out, because I remember watching it with my brother, like, every Saturday morning. We got grounded once, and my mom said we can't watch Digimon, but we were able to be like, okay, but can we listen to it? So, we listened to it, and it was, it's a bunny with the guns on its arms.
Terriermon digivolves into that.
Magidramon? No.
Magidramon is the Giamon's final evolution, but it's evil.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that episode coming out. The bunny with the machine guns.
The bunny with the machine guns. So you're talking about Digimon Tamers.
What was the first... No, Digimon Adventure.
Digimon Adventure?
Yeah.
Terriermon came out in...
You are absolutely correct. I don't remember the first Digimon. I remember crying... Gargomon. I remember crying at the end of the Digimon movie, and being...
Like 7.
The first Digimon movie.
Oh,
you run around.
Little babies.
I run around. We all run around. That song was in it.
Oh, that explains it.
I remember I got scared of Skull Greymon. That shit was scary.
A Digimon movie with Skull Greymon in it. Yeah, I have no idea. I love the audio medium. It's
Holy shit! Good. What do you want from me?
Just to bring up topics that you don't need to look up, so that we aren't sitting with dead air.
And my memory goes about 5 minutes.
That sure is the wiki article for Skull Greymon.
Okay, I apologize. Anyways, yeah, I like Giamon. Wasn't really a big fan of the first season of Digimon Adventure.
What about the second season?
I liked Kari. I liked Gatomon.
Yeah, makes sense.
Was never really that big of a Digimon household, honestly. But we watched Digimon for a while, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. But yeah, Giamon, that was my shit. That was a red Digimon. That was all I needed. He's a cool little dude. And then I also liked what's the blue one that armor digivolves?
Flamemon or
Vmon? Wait, no, not Vmon.
You said red, so yeah, Vmon is the base that a lot of this stuff is based off of.
Yeah.
But then he digivolves into
Flame Dramon. Yeah, I thought that guy was cool too.
Yeah, that's the second season.
Yeah, I love it. I just liked red and fire. Those were like two of the coolest things for me. Might be why I was a bit of a pyromaniac growing up. But anyways, when did you first get into Digimon?
I got into Digimon like 3 years ago.
You didn't interact with Digimon at all before then?
Not really, no. I like card games. Yu-Gi-Oh's in a bad state. Magic the Gathering is way too expensive. Yeah. I didn't like the way it was going. So I got into Digimon card game by buying a few starter decks for us. And then once I started playing the card game, I immediately got into it. And so I started playing all of the games, and then we started watching the series. We watched a few of the movies.
Quick question. You said you played the Digimon game on the DS, right?
I played a few Digimon games, yeah.
Okay.
The problem is, most of the things I played as a kid on the DS, I had an R43 or whatever it is that came with all of the cheats.
The flashcard?
Yeah, so
or anytime
I played a game on the DS, it was cheated, like, really badly. So almost nothing I played on it was good or fun, so I don't have much memory of most of it.
Fair. I apologize. Continue with what you were saying
About what?
before I cut you off.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. Um, how do you feel about the Digimon card game right now?
I like it. All of the good decks are a bit too good, so if I want to play them, someone. The main thing I try to do in card games is equalize the power levels of the decks so that if you battle 10 times, hopefully it'll be 5-5, and the person with more skill or understands their deck better, understands their opponent's deck better, is gonna like win. The problem is the best decks in Digimon at the moment are kind of so good that it doesn't really matter if you understand your opponent's deck, because once you do your own thing, you win. So I have to avoid making decks too good, because then they just steamroll everything that you guys like. Because uh, you and my father don't really care about like how good something is. You just want something that's fun to play or good to look at, which means that I have to build my decks at the power level of a deck that I'm building solely because you like the way a Digimon looks, which is difficult, but I'm getting better at it. But there are times when I'll show up and I win like 10 out of 10 of the games, and it's like, oh, I messed up the power level of this deck, so I gotta weaken it a bit. Or, oh, I can strengthen your deck a little bit because new cards come out that involve the aesthetic that you like.
Yeah. I liked the aesthetic of Kuyamon, but it's just not a good deck.
It's a fine deck, you just don't like the gimmick.
I don't like the gimmick. What about Mastamon?
Mastamon's just bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it works, it's really good. Or so people tell me.
If it works. um what's your least favorite Digimon?
I have no idea. There are thousands, and I'm sure I hate a few of them, but anything that I would hate, I just don't care about, so I don't remember it.
Fair. Um I'm running out of stupid questions to ask.
We did choose Digimon, something that mainly I'm into, so yeah, there's not a lot to talk about.
I like Digimon, I just don't like it to the same level that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um
So work experience?
yeah, work experience. You want to start us off?
Uh, I'm currently 25. I currently work as a assistant manager working overnight at a gas station. I enjoy it. Before that, I was during this, I was a pizza delivery driver. I worked that part-time while I worked full-time as assistant manager overnight because we needed the money. And then from there, we're doing Karazen next. And then from there, I was before that, I worked as the closing manager at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then before that, I was a delivery driver at no, I worked at Sonic. And before Sonic, I was in basic training for the military, but I dropped out of that, which is how I came to Sonic. And then before that, I was a server at Burger Barn, a chain that was opening up. They needed people, but they never called me to come back in. That is my work experience.
Damn. That's brutal.
How was your work experience?
Oh, terrible. Uh, Lots of discrimination, lots of just bad jobs with bad managers. But also, having a mental disability makes it so that you get targeted a lot more and just get treated unfairly. I'm jeez. My first ever job, I was 14. I was working while I was in high school. It was like 10 hours a week because of underage labor laws. I worked at a produce stand called Country Farms, I think. I did that for I think like a year and a half, something like that. The place got temporarily shut down because the owner was apparently selling meth out of it. And I actually had no idea. They were just. I went in one day and there were cops there and they were like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm here for my shift." And they're like, "Oh yeah, go home." And then I found out a couple months later what happened. Uh, After that, I did some volunteer work at a an animal shelter called Noah. Did that for a solid year, and then they found out that I was in college for veterinary assisting, and they're like, "Hey, you want to have like some first-hand vet clinic experience?" And so I just helped with minor surgeries and cleanup in the vet clinic there. Uh, then I delivered flowers for a couple months. Uh, my boss there was terrible. She was so mean. Um, Most of the time I didn't get paid on time. She would write me a check and I would go to cash and they were like, "Oh yeah, they don't have enough money in their account for you to cash this." And I'd be like, "Hey, I can't cash the check. My tank is almost empty. What do you want me to do?" "Oh yeah, just wait until Monday, and there should be enough cash in my account for you to cash the check." And blah 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 blah. Very unprofessional. Uh, then I got hired at Fred Meyer's in the deli, and I did that for I think like a year or two. Um, I never got to use my veterinary assisting degree. I graduated from college, got my degree for it. Have never used it. Never had the opportunity to. I started working in the deli, and did that for a while. And then I realized that I really liked the medical aspect of stuff. It wasn't necessarily the veterinary side. I mainly just wanted to avoid people. Um, but I thought, oh yeah, if I work in the pharmacy, they'll get me a foot in the door for other veterinary jobs because it's medical, and realized I really enjoyed that. So worked as a pharmacy assistant for a few years. Got fired because I had forgotten my debit card at home, and I was shopping with my mom. She was buying me some makeup and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, well, there's no reason for you to drive half an hour home and then half an hour back. I'll just pay for it." And that counted as her using my discount there. And that was technically against the rules because she wasn't a dependent. And then a month later, they were like, "Hey, anyone in your family can use a discount." Store manager just didn't like me. Found out. So I got fired from there. Uh, let's see, what did I do after that? Oh yeah, then I started working for Walmart in their pharmacy. And then I met this dumbass that I got into a really good relationship with, but he lived in Texas, and I had my bank account like emptied. I lost like $2,000, and he was like, "Listen, just come to Texas, and I'll take care of you. We'll live a happy life together."
Internet. It's on the internet forever now.
Mm-hmm.
Put this on the internet.
And let's see. Then I worked at the same Pizza Hut for a short while. hate that. Um, I the assistant manager tried to fire me because she kept picking fights with me, and I told her to fuck off. And then the manager was like, "Hey, by the way, she doesn't have the authority to fire you. If you want to keep working here, cool. If you don't, I understand." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with that shit." Um, then I started working for McDonald's for like a month. Miserable place. Uh, then I started working at a pharmacy central fill place where they just fill prescriptions and send them out to different pharmacies through a couple of different states. Had to get shoulder surgery. Was told that I would not be able to go back to that job, so I had to work in a regular pharmacy. I was a tech in training, and my contract was about to expire. And you can't renew that. You either have to pass the test or stop working there. So I started working in a doctor's office, taking phone calls. Worked there for almost 2 years. Miserable there. Absolutely miserable there. Boss kept picking fights with me there too, funnily enough. Um, and I got fired because I got into a fight with her after my grandpa had just passed away, and I had also just recovered from COVID for the first time. And I was just very emotional, and they're like, "You're too emotional, so you're fired." And I worked at Jimmy John's for a short while. Hated my boss there. Uh, she was a former drug addict and felt like she was better than everyone else. And she fired me because I got upset when she yelled at me when I had just gone back from taking like 3 deliveries at once, and I wanted a drink of water, and she wanted me to take the register. Uh, and then I did DoorDash for a short while, and yeah, now I'm doing YouTube, trying to make a career out of this. That took a while to explain. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, a podcast. You explained something for a long time. It's almost like that's the point.
Yippee!
Woohoo. What was your favorite job? And if you had to get a job, what would you want it to be? Do you want to be in pharmacy or do you want to use your vet stuff?
My favorite job was working in the pharmacy as an assistant, though. I didn't mind the tech stuff. It's a constantly changing world, and the information that you have to learn is kind of null and void after like 2 months, because you have to learn the like 200 most used medications, and because there's a new medication every fucking week, it's very hard to keep up with that. But because my legs don't work too good, uh, sitting isn't an option, so I wouldn't be able to do that. But if I could, I would go back to the pharmacy. I enjoyed that. Um, my dream job. I'm not really sure. Uh, I would like to make YouTube a career. I don't know if it's really sustainable unless I were to like get really lucky, or be able to do it for such a long amount of time that I get enough to make money off of the ads and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I don't like taking phone calls. I don't like customer service all that much because typically that means that people treat you like shit. Because they're like, "Oh, customer service? I don't have to treat them like a human being." um, maybe video game testing? Hard to say. Haven't really thought about that for a while. What is your favorite job, and what would you like to do eventually one day?
I like customer service. Uh, when I was a younger kid getting ready for like high school and then college, uh, I learned that the smallest things in life are the things that can keep you afloat when things are going poorly. So every time I needed a pick me up or whatever, I would go to the local gas station and pick up like a green tea piece tea. And the people at the gas station were really cool and nice people. So they would just like, say, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hope your day is going great." And I would be like, it's going all right. And, that was the kind of thing that got me through a lot of stuff. So I really enjoy though being one of those small moments in other people's lives of like, "Oh my God, it's you again. What's up, buddy? I hope you're doing great." That kind of thing. It it's worked out for a while. The main problem is the pay. Uh, I don't get paid nearly enough to keep us afloat. So I do have to find something else or go up in position in the company that I'm at currently to make more money. So it's either stay where I am now and keep us afloat or try to find something that I'll probably hate that'll pay more money. I don't really have a problem sacrificing 8 hours of my day, 5 days a week or more in order to have the money to pay it. I'm kind of just fine with signing the social contract and selling my soul, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But like, I technically enjoy what I do now, and people seem to recognize and like me, so I think I'm doing something right there. My favorite job, I guess, is the one I'm at currently. What I want to do is make more money.
Yeah. Real quick, you're not communicating through Discord.
I'm not communicating. Oh, that's because my headphones are off.
Well, yeah, that would do it.
That would do that. That makes
Okay.
sense.
If your Fugi reacting is a big deal.
Oh yeah, it's the most important part of the podcast. This is the only place people get to see this.
A slime.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
King slime, if you will.
Oh wait, I think you have to do it slower. Hit the like button, and then that should make the like button thing glow in the video, and then subscribe, and that should make this, or hit the subscribe button, and ring that bell. That should make the subscribe button glow. And then leave a comment. That should make your head explode. That was the hidden phrase. All of you are dead.
I'm glad that you're the one saying it, because I promised that I would never say those to people, because I fucking hate when people do that. I get that
It works.
It works.
It works.
It's interaction. I just don't like hearing it. I don't like saying it. That's why if you're in my Discord, hint hint, you'll see... Fuck off.
I would never say like, comment, and subscribe, says a woman. God.
But no, in the Discord, like, I'll be like, hey, one of my buddies is streaming. Go say hi to them. Things like that. I don't like telling people to like, comment, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. I just think it's kind of stinky, not in a good way.
I am a literal creature. I was
You
born
are?
stinky.
Yeah. Oh. Alright. So. Oh. Indie games.
Okay.
What is your current favorite indie game?
I was obsessed with Undertale for a few years, so I guess technically, if we're going by how much of my lifespan I spent obsessed with something, it's probably that. But if we're going with my current favorite, God, I just got my Vita, so I'm into so many indie games right now. It's difficult.
Okay. What are you playing on your Vita?
I'm playing. Oh God, I don't remember at all. Soul Sacrifice. That's a good game. I love Soul Sacrifice, a PS Vita exclusive that died the second the Vita died. But the Vita is surprisingly easy to mod.
It's surprisingly easy to mod your Vita.
Yeah.
And your 3DS.
Yeah, true.
And your Switch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And your Wii U.
Yeah, that makes sense. Soul Sacrifice is good. Titan Souls, a really old game that I'm sure everyone has forgotten existed. That's a good game. Sultan Sanctuary is pretty fun. I like that one. Um, uh,
What are any of these games about?
you played them as well, so you can explain them.
Yeah, but they're your favorites.
And it's your podcast.
Is that what that means?
That's what that means, yeah.
What do women not understand about men?
I don't know what those words mean.
Cheeseburgers.
No.
Okay. What was the Salt game called? Salt
and Sanctuary.
Salt and Sanctuary. It's like a 2D
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, thank you.
2D Dark Souls 1 or 2.
Or 3.
It's not like 3 at all.
Okay.
3 and Elden Ring are entirely different from Dark Souls 1 and 2.
What about Bloodborne?
What about Bloodborne?
What about Demon Souls?
Demon Souls is not the same.
What about Demon Fang?
I think that's a weapon.
It's an ability from the Tales games. Play a game once in a while. Here's a pleaser that no one liked. Anyways, my favorite indie game of all time is A Hat in Time.
Jesus Christ.
It's so fun.
I thought your favorite indie game would be like, oh god, Crab Game? Or that ripoff of Fall Guys? The one where you spin the wheel to get the character skins? I thought those you love Roblox. I thought your favorite was gonna be a Roblox game.
Roblox isn't an indie game.
Yeah, but the game's in Roblox. You love Roblox.
Roblox is pretty peak. By the way, I'm gonna have to spend money on Roblox so that I
No.
can get a skin. This isn't up for debate.
Yes, it is. And the answer is no. Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, I really like Hat in Time. Really cute, really fun. I really liked Cavern of Dreams. It's kind of a short game.
Oh yeah, Cavern of Dreams. You were the world record holder in that for like a week, right?
Yeah, something like that. And I helped find some techniques and pathing that they still use. It's all me, baby. Now I think I'm like fourth place in a couple categories. That one was really fun. I would recommend checking out that one. Let me pull up my Steam. Oh god. Bug Fables. Bug Fables is fucking goated. One of the best games of all time.
You know, I'm surprised you haven't listed off this indie game yet. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac is pretty good too. I was getting there, but you know, clearly you want to explain these things. So why don't you tell me why Binding of Isaac is so good?
Why would I know? I don't even play the game.
How many hours do you have in Binding of Isaac? Check right now.
Like 10?
I think it's more than that. Obviously, if they watch my channel, holy shit. 35.7. That's a bit more than 10.
It's like 6. I left it on one night.
When they release multiplayer, we're playing together, by the way. This isn't up for debate.
Okay.
Anyways, Binding of Isaac is cool. I'm really glad that you had me start playing it and that I met all these cool people. Bow before cartel, so.
My favorite indie game, a small indie company. It's called World of Warcraft. A small indie company. They don't have people to fix any problems.
True.
Ever. Small indie game.
And you'd think that you could just, like, help?
With what?
You know what you did. We're never getting any of these mounts. Holy shit.
Next is
Tomb of Sargeras.
Tomb of Sargeras. That's right. And then after that is Battle of Dazar'alor.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the first indie games I played, Child of Light was one of them. That one was pretty fun. I actually want to play that again. Skullgirls.
Skullgirls, yeah.
I don't like fighting games. What is that genre of fighting game called? Like,
one more time?
What is that genre of fighting game called? Because there's like Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, Tekken,
2D, 2.5D, 3D,
2D.
Arena Fighter.
I don't think it's an Arena Fighter. That would be like Dragon Ball
I'm just
Xenoverse.
giving you all of the genres because I don't understand the question.
What kind of fighting game would you call Skullgirls?
A 2D fighter.
Okay. It's a 2D fighter. I don't really like the combo-based fighting games. I like Smash Bros.
So you don't like fighting games, you like party games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking love party games. Among Us.
Yeah.
That one is pretty fun. Fuck, are we gonna have to get a fourth topic?
Yeah, we burned through those first two pretty fast.
Okay. What about arson?
Yeah, you love Persona, right? Arsene, the main guy, the main dude.
Talk about webtoons and fanfiction.
If that's what you want to talk about.
Doesn't sound like you're too fond of that idea. What does driving mean? Like what drives you in life, or like driving a vehicle?
Yeah, you like cars and stuff. You like motorcycles.
I want a motorcycle.
What you want out of cars and motorcycles and what it's like driving manual in a world where no one cares about manual.
Fuck, yeah, when you bring it up like that. I didn't get my license until I was 18, and that was out of necessity. I didn't really want to drive. I was really scared of driving because I got into a really bad accident with my mom, and it cut my neck pretty badly. I don't know if I have a scar from it, but TLDR, we were going to see a movie, and it was like wintertime, and apparently there was black ice on the road, and this lady, drunk off her ass, decided to pull out of the driveway, parking lot, of a bar and just stop in the middle of the road, and we started sliding on the black ice, and just nailed her. Turned out, car wasn't hers. She didn't even have a license. Her license was suspended for driving while drunk. I don't know if my mom got hurt. I think she just had like whiplash, but the seatbelt locked and just sliced my neck. And that just really scared me from driving. But then when I got into college after high school, one of my friends was giving me a ride before, and she was like, yeah, I don't want to give you a ride anymore because, I want to go hang out with my friends after college. I'm standing right next to you. Did you change the difficulty?
Mm-hmm.
So I got my learner's permit, learned how to drive, and then my dad was like, oh, hey, you know how to drive. Perfect. I'm teaching you how to drive stick, because you'll never know when you'll need to drive stick, because apparently there's situations where that's really important. And I like driving stick, but not through the city. I don't really like driving in the city, regardless, but
You mean like highways, or you mean...
yeah, highways, freeways, Just not like back-to-back traffic. So like driving through like Seattle during rush hour, hate that. But if I'm just driving, from like a town to a town, on the freeway and then through the city a little bit, fine with that. Stick shift is fun to drive. It gives you more control over the car. And it kind of helps with my habit of fiddling. But I think it's just mostly a power thing. Tried to teach your mom how to drive stick, and she got scared.
I don't know why you would do that.
She asked me to teach her how to drive stick.
Yeah, I don't know why you would listen to her.
Because when I lived in Washington, 99% of the time I drove automatic. But I had a lot of cars break down. And then I decided to get a stick shift car because it was cheap and they get better gas mileage. Drove that, 2,500 miles here. That was fun. Really fucked up my knee though. That wasn't fun. Then I found out when I took the car to the mechanic, no one knows how to drive stick here in Texas.
Yeah.
Not a single. The guy told me, "Oh yeah, it's a good thing you came in today, because the only guy that knows how to drive stick is working today, and he's off the next, week." And I'm like, what the fuck? You're a mechanic shop! Yeah, driving stick was fun. I've wanted to get a motorcycle for a while, but my arms and legs are kind of fucked up, so I don't know how well that would work. So, I don't know, I like the feeling of freedom, with, driving a motorcycle, being able to feel the wind through your hair, and, I don't know, just looks kind of fun. I did have a gas-powered, I don't really know what to call it. Like a small bike. It went like 30 miles an hour. It didn't need a license to drive it on the roads because it was just low of CC enough for that. I would use that to get me to school, high school. That was super fun. But then the engine gunked up and I just sold it. What about you? How do you feel about driving?
I like getting from point A to point B. Cars are the fastest way to do that.
True.
I prefer my safety over the enjoyment of driving, so anytime I have to go from point A to point B, I'd like to do it in a truck or something. I'm also very large. I'm wide. God, I'm so wide. I can't fit in. I'm uncomfortable fitting in smaller cars. I've gotten used to the one we drive now.
You're also tall.
No, it's more wide. I'm 3 foot, but I'm 7 foot across.
Jesus Christ. Where's the boss?
Well, you entered on the wrong difficulty. So...
It's mythic.
Well, then it's not there. I think we've run into this problem before.
I think so.
Guess it just doesn't work right if we put it on Mythic or something.
Or you saved the lockout from killing it on accident?
Guess so.
Guess so. That is terrifying. If given the opportunity, I think I would drive a Tesla, because you would save so much money. recharging it compared to having to buy gas all the time.
That is a thing. Yeah.
That is what my brother told me, at least.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't really have a way to recharge it. We would need to like own a house and have a garage.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sure those charging stations that definitely don't get vandalized are available and ready to go.
True. That's why they have the Karen locks.
Of course.
No, I don't think I'd own Tesla. They're neat. They're, nice luxury cars, but they scream all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just want a car to function well and just feel good to drive, I guess.
Wow, you want your car to be a good car. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Alright. We picked a lot of topics. They sure were interesting. Anyway, when all else fails, who can we rely on except Reddit to give us the 20 to 30 more minutes of content we need?
Why don't you just pick one of the Am I the Asshole things?
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm so boring and out of content that I would go to the creative writing section of Reddit in order to find things to talk about? Anyway, am I the asshole for bringing my parents into our relationship? Hello, everyone. For backstory, my parents and I had plans to purchase a home after I separated from the military. This was like 5 years ago, and then I had been saving up money to pretty much just buy a house outright. 2 years ago, I met a 25 female who was very well aware of the situation I was in regarding my parents. Fast forward to June-ish, her and I were able to score a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment while we were on deployment, and I told my parents the good news, since we had been stuck in a studio apartment for the longest time. Thank you, military towns. Anyway, my parents asked if it was okay with us to move in until I separated, and then all of us moved down to wherever we wanted to buy this home. My girlfriend said yes, it's fine, and I of course said yes as well. Time went by and they would constantly ask if it was okay, and every time her and I would say yes. We come back from deployment, and about a month later my parents fly up to move in with us. But the night prior, my girlfriend and I get in a huge argument, and she straight up says that she's unhappy my parents are moving in. I couldn't just say never mind to my parents, as they had already spent an insane amount of money on plane tickets. I reassured her it was going to be fine, and they were just going to be a huge help for us getting in a step ahead in life by being able to put down over 250,000 in a house, and we wouldn't have to struggle staying at apartments with shitty neighbors and landlords. It's been a month since they've lived with us. My dad has 2 jobs to keep himself busy, and my mom stays home and cooks for us. So for 1, we don't buy groceries, and for 2, we don't cook or clean anything because my mom takes care of all of that. But my girlfriend has had the worst time in the world, often complaining about them being home, us not having alone time or having no privacy because when they're both home, they're in the living room watching TV. So oftentimes she'll just stay in our room to completely avoid them like they have the Black Plague. I tried explaining to her how much of an immense help they're providing for us, but nothing changes. We actually just broke up yesterday because of this issue, and I will be leaving with my parents on Wednesday. I wish it hadn't taken this route, but honestly I couldn't back down on my parents, who have not only refrained from enjoying their lives to save money, but also provided so much for us in just the first month they've been here. So am I the asshole for pretty much ruining our relationship by bringing my parents into it?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say yes, absolutely. Oh my god. There's no way a relationship is gonna work.
Oh my fucking.
Attack one.
Why would you do this?
What do you mean?
Why not just kill the boss?
Just kill it in one shot?
Yeah.
That's what I tried to do.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you're living with your parents as an adult is reasonable if you're trying to save up money, but the concept of your parents leaving the state that they live in, flying to you, and then moving into your apartment, that's crazy. That's a crazy concept. Like literally, like unless your parents don't have a place where they live, why are they moving in with you?
I feel like there's a little bit of information that we're not getting here.
Yeah.
Did you read the first edit part?
No.
First edit, my parents only moved up with us for the time being of purchasing the house and getting us settled in. They weren't going to live with us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that she overreacted.
Why do they have to live in the apartment if they're just helping you pay for the house? That's not even the apartment.
Where else are they going to live?
They're not going to live in the house, so
where else are they going to
somewhere
stay?
else. Why do they need to live with you to pay for the house?
Maybe they wanted a short vacation. Maybe they just wanted to spend time with their child.
You can do that without living with them. Yeah, I have no idea why it would be necessary for them to move into the apparently interim apartment complex before you get a house, if they're apparently not going to be living with you anyway. There's no reason for this to exist.
Stand back, heroes. I'll get you inside the pyramid.
I think that's just a disagreement that we're not going to see eye to eye on.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Oh my god.
Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Send it to me. You're not gonna send it to me, so I have an easier time of reading it?
Alright, fine.
No. Oh, jeez. I don't know like that. Okay.
Am I not supposed to?
I thought you would just send me the Reddit post, but
I can send
this
you
is
the
fine.
Reddit post.
Am I the asshole for revealing my brother's secret to our parents right before his wedding? So... I love you.
I love you.
I start reading it, and then you send it to me. You are the fucking worst.
I copied and pasted it.
Do you see the shit I have to deal with?
I'm doing
Anyways,
my best.
So I, 26 female, have a brother, 30 male, who's getting married next month. I've always been close to him, but I recently found out that he lied to her parents about his fiance's background. She's not who she says she is, and I feel it's my responsibility to say something. A few weeks ago, I overheard a conversation in which my brother told a friend that his fiance has a criminal record for fraud and has been married before, but he's been hiding this from our family. He painted her as this perfect woman, and our parents are over the moon about the wedding. I'm gonna dismiss my pet real quick so I can run past these mobs easier. I confronted him about it, and he got really defensive, saying it's none of my business and that she's changed. I told him I couldn't just stand by and watch him marry someone with a sketchy past. I suggested that he tell our parents the truth before they found out the hard way. Well, he didn't take my advice, so on the night of their engagement party, I decided to tell our parents what I knew. The look on their faces was pure shock, and they confronted him. He was furious with me, claiming that I had ruined his big night and embarrassed him in front of everyone. Now my parents are upset with him and want to know more about his fiancée, but my brother says I'm the real villain for bringing this to light. I feel like I did the right thing, but I'm wondering if I went too far. Am I the asshole for telling my parents the truth right before his wedding? Yeah, kinda.
In what way?
Why is it her responsibility to tell them? Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I
sure.
completely misunderstood. Okay, yeah.
Maybe he's going to make a mistake. Maybe she's going to take advantage of him. It's his mistake to make and his mistake to learn from.
Yeah, I think this is a cultural thing. I don't understand why your parents are involved in any of this ever. Like, you're in a relationship with someone. Why does their parents or your parents' opinions matter in the slightest?
And I wanted your parents to like me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that is also a good point. Why does their opinion matter? Are they gonna tell the fucking mailman next?
It's just... we need to find better ones. Because if it's ones where it's just like, am I the asshole for getting my parents mad at someone? Like, your brother is 30. The opinion of his parents does not matter.
Why? Why would you take such pleasure into splitting your family apart? What a cruel thing to do. You didn't protect your brother, you ruined your family's relationship. Of course that makes you the asshole. This was none of your business. Damn. Everyone is saying you're the asshole.
This is Reddit.
Ooh. Oh. I didn't mean to cause a rift. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I realize now it might have been more damaging than protective. I regret how it all played out. Come on, you knew what you were doing. You shared a secret that was not yours to share, only that should have hinted at the fact that this would end your relationship with your brother and put a shadow over his wedding. This was so obvious that it would go badly. You're right, I knew sharing that info could cause problems, but I let my worries get the better of me. I should have respected my brother's decision. My actions were damaging. I regret the impact on our relationship and his wedding. Thanks for the reminder.
If you think someone you know is with is a bad person, like if someone is the worst case scenario, someone that you're friends with who's starting to date your family member, you know they're a serial cheater. And they get with someone that you know, and you're like, hey, by the way, this person is a serial cheater. And the person they're with goes, oh no, they told me they changed. They admitted to all of that stuff. And you're just like, okay. Like, that's the best you can do. Worst case scenario, you tell them this and you don't push for it, for them to, like, split up. And then years down the line, that person goes, oh, they cheated on me. Why didn't you push for me to break up with them? God, I can never know you anymore. And, like, you stop knowing that person. It's like, let people make their own decisions. Let people dig their own holes if they want to jump into them. If someone's made the mistake multiple times and they keep making that mistake, that's kind of on everyone else if they know that that mistake happened. I would say informing the person that's in the relationship is important. Informing other people tangentially related does nothing but, like, fuck with people, I guess. Like, does their parents need to know that this person was a serial cheater? What would that do except cause problems for everyone involved?
Yeah. People just want to feel like they're a good person. They want to feel like they're important and that they're helping, when in reality they have no business doing any of that. So 59 comments on that one. That shit goes crazy.
Alright, so we've got, am I the asshole for ignoring a girl after she slept with someone from my friend group? Am I the asshole for criticizing my child's parents? And am I the asshole for spitting in the water fountain at the gym?
Alright, chat, which one do you want to hear?
Chat.
I'm gonna say spitting water in the fountain.
Okay.
Or spitting in the water fountain.
I've been going to the gym in my neighborhood for about 8 to 10 years now, and I would use the water fountain whenever I needed to. It's like a filtered water station. Would fill up my water, drink some water while there, and even spit inside the drain in the fountain if I needed to. What? Why? I was going about my workout and gym routine, used the water fountain before I left. I can't even remember specifically because it was so casual. I'm used to doing the same stuff. I think I may have spit in it again this time, don't know. I think I poured water in the fountain though so that my spit would, like, wash down the drain. Normally I would just spit it in and then walk away with my spit laying there without trying to drain at first. But anyway, I'm done at the gym and I walk out. I go out the door, I cross the street, now I'm in the park. This is written by AI. This is the creative writing section of Reddit. I know that. I know all these stories are fake, but I just try to have fun with it by presuming that they're real and then, you know, just reading it like that. But my God, this is written by AI. I cross the street. Now I'm in the parking lot. As I'm crossing, I hear someone from behind me. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh, fuck, I'm thinking. Anytime I hear a male voice as I'm walking outside in the neighborhood, I just know it's going to be some dumb bullshit. Either someone begging me for money, some kind of issue, or something. Sure enough, this large guy walked out of the door of the gym and was saying, hey, buddy, to me. I turned around and he's like, next time if you need to spit inside the trash bin, not in the fountain. We drink out of there, you son of a bitch. I'm like, okay, and then continued walking, and then he still starts continuing to swear. My God, my brother in Christ. Put it through like a grammar checker before you just take it from the AI and then put it here.
Damn.
You son of a bitch, look at this guy, he's spitting in the water fountain, this bitch. Etc, etc, you know the drill. Just a dumbass yelling at you as you're walking on your way. One thing that was hard to tell in the moment though was if his intention was to like walk up to me and try to like follow me as I'm walking to my car. He didn't do that though, just stood by the entrance and like lingered there, continued to curse. If he did try to follow me, it would have been an issue since I'm not armed or anything. So I just kind of like picked up the pace as he was going on and on like a dumbass with the cursing. What is the point of this? He's the asshole.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
We're done with this. This is terrible.
No, I want to see the comments. First off, even if this was real and you spit into the fountain and don't rinse it down, that's disgusting. If you rinse it down with water, it's not as bad. It's still kind of gross.
I don't understand
Why do you need to spit?
I don't understand the spitting at all. Like, why are you spitting? That doesn't make sense to me. There's this function our bodies do when we generate too much spit. It's called swallowing.
Well, and maybe he has like post-nasal drip or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. But like, you like that?
Mm-hmm.
How I can just one-shot this guy now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see, like, in, boxing matches, you know, they squirt water into their mouths and then they spit it out. I get that.
Oh, right, we can just go up here.
But, I don't know, this is just disgusting.
Yeah. Would you spit into the drain part of the soda fountain at Subway? Exactly. It's such a...
Wait, they responded to that. I just want to see them say, yes.
Nah, I wouldn't. People get their drinks dispensed out of there. I didn't think about it. You didn't...
This guy's fucking brain dead. Holy shit.
If this is real, this guy is brain dead. If it's written by an AI to generate downvotes so that they can get more interaction on their account so that they can sell it. Like, then... Whatever. Oh, God. This is so difficult to care about. Alright.
Alright, now pick one for me to read.
This is a lot.
That is a lot.
This is a lot.
Wow. Okay, I know why you sent that one to me.
Why's that?
No?
It's this one we can actually talk about.
Yeah.
The other one's just gonna be another, oh yeah, no, they're not the asshole, or oh yeah, they're the asshole.
Am I the asshole for criticizing my child's parents? I, 23 male, got my best mate Damon, 19, female to male, pregnant. He's clung to me as if I was his entire world ever since, and that only intensified after he gave birth to our daughter a few months ago. We weren't ready to raise her. Damon, a Cambridge dropout, and I'm a broke film student. We went with an open adoption thinking was the best for her. Damon has never been able to let go. He still calls her by the name he picked, even though her adoptive parents, Laura and Mark, changed it. He can't stop thinking about how she looks like me, like she's this perfect reflection of us. Whenever we visit, Damon tunes out Laura and Mark. He'll say all the right things to them, acting polite, but he's really just focused on me and the baby. He'll hold her and whisper things like, look at her hair, it's just like yours, or she's got your eyes, your little smirk. He completely ignores the fact that she's being raised by other people. Damon hates how perfect and polished Laura and Mark are. Let me hit him with a... Whoa! Fuck. Where was I? Damon hates how perfect and polished Laura and Mark are, and he's jealous of the life they're giving her. He's also desperate to have another baby with me. He's convinced it would fix everything. That this time we'd be a family. We'd be a family. He keeps saying we could do it right this time, but I keep telling him we're not ready. Damon won't listen. He's convinced having another baby would make everything better. Last week it all came to a head. We were visiting Laura and Mark, and as usual, Damon was glued to the baby, still calling her the name we gave her. He was holding her, running his hand through her hair, and said she's going to be tall like Jarvis. Who the fuck is Jarvis?
I'm assuming the person who wrote the story.
She's already got his legs. She's going to grow up lanky and awkward just like him. Laura's smile got tighter and tighter, clearly uncomfortable. Later, Laura pulled me aside. She told me it's confusing for the baby to have us around like this and that Damon not cooperating. She suggested that we step back for the baby's sake. That's when I snapped. I told her, we agreed on an open adoption. You don't get to shut us out because we don't fit into your perfect life, Mark chimed in, saying they're just thinking about what's best for the baby, but I pushed back, saying Damon loves that baby more than they'll ever understand. Damon overheard and broke down afterward. In the car, he was mad, saying, you shouldn't have said anything, Jarvis. They'll cut us off now. We need to be grateful. He's terrified that we'll lose the baby completely, and now he's even more desperate to have another one, convinced it's the only way to fix things. It felt right in the moment, but a part of me wonders if I've made things worse by standing up to them. Everyone around us says we should be thankful the baby is in a good home. Now I'm questioning if I pushed too hard and if Damon's right that I should have stayed quiet.
What's the question?
Fucking
What's
Christ.
What's the question?
Alright, part 1, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 7. Holy shit. Learn how to... Anyways, I don't understand what the issue is. You hate how clingy they are.
Attack one.
Do you want to be in a relationship with this person?
Yeah.
Is that a problem? Are you like trying to figure out if you want to be with this person? You keep saying it's gonna fix everything, but you haven't described anything as broken. So what is it fixing?
They don't like how clingy their friend is?
They're in a relationship, right?
No? I-23M got my best mate, Damon, pregnant. I assume they're British.
Yep, obviously. There's something wrong with them at that point. But like...
That's so fucked up, you can't say that.
But like, what is happening? Like, yeah, you got someone you slept with pregnant, and now they're begging you to get them pregnant again.
Clearly they want to be in a relationship with you, but it seems like you don't understand what the situation is.
Are you in the situation? Are you there? Are you like mentally present?
And now you're lashing out at people when you don't even want to be there in the first place. You need to make up your mind, figure out what you want to do. Do you want to be with this person? Do you want to, like, continue trying to be in this baby's life? If so, then you need to have a conversation with the other parent and figure your shit out.
Why would you give a child up for adoption and then regularly visit the people you gave them up to adoption to?
Well, that's what an open adoption is.
Even if that's what it means, I don't understand why that would be a thing. Effectively, you're treating this as if, like, it's a free nanny, so you still get to act like they're your kid, but you don't have to pay for anything. You effectively get to be like the uncle or the grandparent to your own kid.
Well, no, a grandparent will actually, give money and help with raising. The uncle will just be there like, hey, look, it's your Uncle Jarvis. You want to play with this brain in a bottle? Like, shit like that. Figure out what you're doing with your life, then figure out what you want to do with this other person's life, who you also brought into this world, decided, oh yeah, I'm not ready to raise a kid, and still try and raise the kid.
I don't understand the relationship at all. I assume that they were friends when they got pregnant, and now they're in a relationship because they are attached to each other at the hip, apparently. I don't understand what the question was still. Like, what are we trying to figure out here?
Yeah, I don't understand either.
Are you an asshole for asking them if, like, for yelling at them? Yes. Are you an asshole for Getting someone who you're apparently not in a relationship with pregnant, yes. Are you an asshole for not wanting to get this other person pregnant again? Because it'll fix everything.
No.
Whatever that means. No. What a strange pile of people. You both need therapy. Huge therapy. Like universe research level therapy. Obviously getting pregnant was a mistake. The idea of an open adoption was an even bigger one. And now the very biggest one is the way you're treating this poor innocent child and setting her up for a lifetime of confusion and probably her own batch of therapy. I don't know if there's any way the adoptive parents go out to court and close an open adoption, but if you keep this up, that's what's going to happen. Stop it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And their reply, I hope it does close because it's genuine torture seeing her.
Then don't see her!
What?
Say, hey, I don't think an open adoption was the right call.
I don't understand.
They adopted the child. They're willing to take full custody and full responsibility for this child.
What was the whole thing
Let
of like...
them.
What was the whole thing of like, they're too perfect? Their life is too good?
You're just envious of people that have the money to take care of a child when you don't.
Oh, you're the asshole. Look, I'm trying to be gentle because this obviously is hard on you both, but Laura is right. You guys need to step back and start therapy. You guys will always be the biological parents, but they are the actual parents now. Until that baby is old enough to understand the situation and handle the situation, they are her parents. Y'all are just fun uncles or family friends, nothing more. They were kind enough to do an open adoption, but if they feel the child's best interest would be to cut you guys off, a judge is likely going to agree. If the child is getting confused by the way you talk versus them, then it needs to change. She will always be y'all's baby, but she's not your child anymore. Though parenting is difficult with this situation, I don't think it's the right choice. You guys will have options. I don't care about the baby. I'm gonna be so real with you. You both need therapy to handle this, and no, another child isn't going to fix things at all. It's going to make shit worse. Much worse.
Also, they're young. 23 and 19? And, like, what was their background? Hold on, let me take a look at this again.
College dropouts or something.
Damon is a Cambridge dropout, and you are a broke film student.
No one is well in this.
Well, the people that adopted their baby is.
They're not doing mentally well with whatever this is hanging over their head.
But that's not their
Oh my
fault.
god, Binding of Isaac reference! Like a sword of Damocles! What? You just fell over!
Have you not been paying attention to what
No.
I've been doing? Look at my trinkets.
What? What is it? Anyway,
Read my trinket.
that was certainly a story that was written that
Mad
definitely
Queen's
made
mandate.
sense.
Take what is rightfully yours, gorging on your target's essence to deal 3 million shadow damage and healing you for blah 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 over 2 seconds. Damage and healing increase based on the target's missing health. Cooldown reduced by 60 seconds if the effect kills the target. Essentially, it's another Grief Torch or Beacon to the Beyond? Whatever that was called.
Yeah. I hope they get help.
These people are not well.
I hope they get help. Oh my god.
What is their goal? What do they want?
What do they want?
So the last one is, or after we kill Mechagon, kill Mythic Jano.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a trinket for that.
Oh my god, I got an app for that.
An app for that. You want to develop an app?
No,
Okay.
not really. This episode of the podcast, of the 3 we've done, I think has been the...
Longest?
Not the longest. Oh wow, it is actually the longest. We messed up on the topic choice.
Yeah.
We ran out of things to talk about on those a bit ago, and the whole concept of trying to stick it to those three was also a bit of a mistake, but I feel like we recovered.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, we'll get one of these mounts so we can cut out some time.
Nah.
Because holy shit.
Nah.
You know what? While you do this part, I'm gonna look up my mount chances.
Nah.
Okay.
Best to tell you what happened. It started.
Fire War Horses reigns. These are just
Between their
the
pursuit
recorded
and
attempts.
the forces holding the docks.
I have had more attempts that I just did not have this add-on for.
While known
One
forces
out of-
remained on the ground until
1 out of 100. 82 attempts. 1 in 100. 158 attempts. 1 in 100, 81.
You're better than me. Let's go, Tinkerbell.
Rachmar. That's 30 attempts.
I've calculated your odds of survival. Systems.
If it crits, it does even more damage.
Out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, my inventory's full. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Many deals for a friend.
How did we screw up the timing so badly?
With what?
wasn't enough.
With the podcast.
What do you mean?
One last trick up his sleeve to
How did this one last, 30 minutes more? I feel like we skipped something last time.
No. Episode 0, we had everything set up, and we didn't do the last few runs because, we had to go to my parents' house.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 1, we had all of the bosses killed already, so we didn't have to do the Battle of Dazara lore stuff. And then this is episode 2.
Yeah. Well, is there anything that you want to talk about for the last, minute or two? Because all we gotta do is kill Jaina.
Yeah. I think the community that you have is great, and I hope things continue to go well. The topics that we pick for the podcast will be better. We'll discuss. I'm worried about talking about the topics before we get into the podcast, because if we talk about stuff we've already talked about, it'll probably feel stilted or something in that manner. That's my main fear about it, but we really should gauge both of our interest in the topics that we're bringing up in the podcast, because if I'm the only one interested in it, the topic will probably last 5 minutes, and if you're the only one interested in it, then it'll probably last 15 to 20.
I mean,
But if we're both interested in it, then we can stretch that out for
Yeah.
30 minutes-ish.
I have a habit of rambling and talking for too long, making things take too long to discuss. Whereas you, it just seems like you just want to get that conversation over with.
I am bad at talking about things that no one else cares about, yeah.
I mean, I talk to you about things that I enjoy that I don't think you care about, like Fire Emblem. I will tell you about how I min-maxed the shit out of... Why does she have so much health?
Did you already use the trinket?
Yeah.
Kill her faster. Go on.
I'm working on it.
Lord might get the upper hand. Lord Admiral turned the
I'm in my raid build. Alright, she's dead. What was I saying?
I have no idea.
Same.
Anyway, good podcast. Good
Good
podcast.
podcast.
We just checked for this last mount and then we're out of here.
Good game, good game. 17 attempts.
Lady Proudmoore was the bravest.
Alright, hold on, before... Okay, fine. Gonna
What's up?
roll. 98, 1 out of 100, / prey. Bitch.
Anyway, we're out of here.
We
We're outta-
outie.
See ya. See ya later. Hasta luego. Hasta la bye bye.
Must make ready for what is to come.
Love you guys, bye!